specifically on Saturday, we are flying out to Chicago with my little shark. It'll actually be cheaper for us to go ahead and fly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start packing now. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is actually, I forgot what day it is. Today is actually Wednesday. I know, right? Good job. Which means that in a couple of days, specifically on Saturday, we are flying out to Chicago. For those of you that don't know, my husband is actually from Chicago. So we're actually going to visit family because a lot of them haven't actually met our daughter yet. So we just kind of thought that it would be a good idea to go ahead and visit family, especially before she turns 2 and while... See, Papa. Especially before she turns 2 and while we have the time. So we're just gonna go ahead and go out. We're only gonna stay for a little over a week, which isn't too bad because it's like not too long, not too short. So I think it's like honestly the perfect amount of time for us to like go and visit and spend time with family. So I'm super excited for that. The only thing I'm not excited for is the fact that we're flying. Initially we were planning on driving and I was super stoked for that, which honestly would have been a long drive. I think it would have taken us 2 days because we would have had to take breaks in between and, you know, rest and stuff, especially since we do have a baby now. But after doing like the logistics and the math of everything of what it would cost to go ahead and drive and take a rental car, because we like our car definitely could not make it to Chicago. Well, probably could, but we obviously don't want to risk it being that it is an older car. So we went ahead and started looking into like the finances of all of it, and we just eventually decided that it would actually be cheaper for us to go ahead and fly. So we ended up choosing to fly instead. But with that being said, I do have an actual like really intense fear of flying. I feel like at this point I'm not necessarily scared of flying, but actually having a panic attack itself, because the times I've had an actual panic attack before flying, like they're not a great feeling. If you've ever had a panic attack, then you know, like they're just really not fun to deal with and go through. So I really am just anticipating the fact that like I may or may not have a panic attack, and if I do, I know of course that I'm not really gonna like the feeling or be very fond of it. So I'm more scared of having a panic attack than actually flying. I'm honestly, and I've talked about it in therapy, I'm honestly just really trying to keep it the mindset of like this could honestly be the flight that changes everything and have a more positive outlook on flying. So I'm really excited to fly because I feel like my mindset has changed a lot, but also at the same time, I haven't flown since I started going to therapy. So I know that there's still a slight chance that I might panic and stuff like that. So I'm just keeping it on the back burner. Honestly, trying not to think about it too much, but it's really hard not to, especially when we still have to pack and do all the things that we need to do. So it's really hard not to think about it, but I'm really trying hard not to. And adding on to that, we still have yet to pack. So for it being already Wednesday, again, a week and a half or so isn't that long, but it's still a lot-ish that we have to pack. Like, obviously, we have to pack, like, more than a week's worth of clothes. We have to pack her stuff. We have to pack the carry-on because I think we're checking some bags. I really don't even know, like, how we're going to be flying. And on top of that, this time around, we're going to be traveling, like, not with, like, the newborn car seats. We're going to be traveling with, like, a toddler car seat. And we have never traveled with one before. So I'm not anxious about, I'm not anxious about traveling with it. I'm just more concerned about the fact that it might get damaged, and I'm really not up for potentially having to pay for, another, what do you call it? I'm really not up to pay for another car seat if it gets like really damaged, because of course, like, you can't use car seats if they're damaged, but we're like just going ahead and willing to take the gamble, take the risk, and see how that goes. Baby girl always does really good on flights. Actually, on both of the flights to here, they were 2 6-hour flights. She slept for some of them. The other one, like, it was really hot in the plane, so that was kind of annoying. So we had a difficult flight on that one, but for the most part, she does... I know. She brought me all her... Yeah, she brought me all her stuff. She's like honestly really attached to like stuffed animals and stuff, which is so cute. Yeah. She's developing more of a personality now, which again is the cutest thing ever because it's literally a tiny human that I've created and she has so much personality. It's so cute. Yeah. But she does really good on flying, so I'm not obviously worried about her flying. And also the fact that it's not a super long flight. Obviously, we've been on long flights. If you have been following me for a while, then you know that I did go ahead and live in Japan for a little over a year. So that flight itself, going from Texas to Japan was a 13-hour straight flight, like no breaks in between. It was 13 hours to mainland Japan, and then I had to get off at mainland Japan and get another flight to the smaller island of Okinawa. So I've been on very long flights. But that was also when I didn't struggle so much with flight anxiety. So I don't know, it's a little different now. Overall, I'm excited to fly. It's not a long flight. We're gonna see family. So there's a lot of positives coming out of this. I just know that like I'm kind of setting myself back with thinking about like the possibility of being anxious. So I'm trying not to think about that, but I still need to pack. We have not packed at all. I still need to do laundry, and that is exactly what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be doing laundry because I like leaving the house, especially before a trip. I like leaving it as clean as possible. Obviously, it cannot be like the neatest it'll ever be. I like to leave it in a space where I can come home and relax and I don't have to think about cleaning. So today, that's exactly what we're going to do because we do have to... Okay, I'll help you. I'll help. Because we do have to start packing so getting started on laundry, we'll go ahead and jumpstart that. So I'm just going to bring you guys along for this vlog and we'll just kind of see where today goes. I don't have necessarily anything planned for today. I think I'm probably making sushi for dinner because I still have like some crab meat and stuff that I want to go ahead and use before we go on this trip. We're kind of like at that point where we're not really going to try to buy groceries like just a couple days before we leave. So I'm really going to try to do that, use everything that we can before we leave, and we'll see how that goes. Again, I don't have anything planned for today, and I might just end up showing you guys also some things like that I've gotten from PR lately, and I also know that I have to update you guys on the little like room renovation I've been doing. I've also been in like kind of a conundrum about that because I am switching everything to like a beige color, and of course Pinterest was my inspiration for that. But every time I like come into the room, But every time I come into the... Oh, careful, girl. You gotta be careful. See, tú tienes. Every time I come into the room, I don't necessarily hate it. I am actually thrilled about it, but I do know that I have to go ahead and start adding like maybe some artwork and stuff. See, like adding some artwork, bringing some life into this area because the walls are white. Like it is kind of like a very bland color right now, and I know with like, you know, other home decor and stuff, like it'll look grand and great and stuff, but right now I feel like I'm in the struggle point of it of like, should I have even changed it in the first place? Like we still have the older comforter, and I'm kind of really glad that I am keeping it because I feel like it'll be really cute, especially for like the fall time. It's a great comforter. We didn't want to get rid of it at all, so we're just going ahead and keeping it. But but at the same time, I'm kind of stuck in like the decorative process. So when I show you guys, just go ahead and let me know your thoughts and stuff because I kind of don't know where to proceed from it. And we don't like have any nightstands and stuff. I feel like the majority of the room, maybe that's what's throwing it off, is my vanity takes up a lot of space in this room, and I could always move it to the other room, but I just haven't, and I'm not sure if I do want to. But I don't know. Again, we'll go ahead and see. You guys just go ahead and let me know in the comments if maybe I should just pull the trigger and, yeah, excuse me, or just leave it in here. But for now, I'm gonna get started on laundry and potentially start packing. Okay, so laundry is getting done right now, and as you can see, I am currently getting ready. I went ahead and did my hair with my little shark. I recorded a tutorial video on how to do it like a couple weeks ago, and for some odd reason, I forgot that I recorded it and I have yet to edit it. I think it's because I took it off of the memory card and I just directly uploaded it onto my laptop like straight away in hopes that uploading it to my laptop would make me edit it faster, but it actually did the opposite. I actually forgot about it a lot faster than any other of my content. So I'm going to work on that video and go ahead and post it as soon as I can, and hopefully you guys will, fingers crossed, it should happen because I need to work on that one before I post this one. You guys will go ahead and see that one, or should see it before I post this one. So again, that hair tutorial should already be out, so if you want to know how I did this hair, just go ahead and watch that video, and it explains everything on what I do and how I use like my shark and the products and all that. But right now, baby girl is currently taking a nap, and typically I use this time to record like other type of content, like my short form content for all of my other socials. I can never say my S's. For all of my other socials and things like that, because it's like the quietest time of day. And thankfully right now they're doing the yard, but our neighbor across the street was having something done in their home. I don't know if it was like a professional cleaning service or something like that, but it was super, super loud for the longest time. And honestly, I was about to give up and be like, you know what? I can't record content today. I have this huge background noise to deal with, so I'm just not gonna go ahead and do it. But they ended up stopping, so I'll take that as my sign that I still need to go ahead and record the content and follow through with what I said I was gonna do, which is again recording the content. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I still need to finish up laundry. Most of it is already washed. Thank goodness that we bought the washers that we did from Home Depot. We had to go ahead, this was new to us. When we lived in Hawaii, we didn't have to buy our own washer and dryer. But when we moved here, we found out we had to buy our own appliances, except for like the microwave and stuff like that, that typically comes with the house or like a rental when you rent it, especially here on base. But we did have to buy our own washer and dryer. And the ones that we got, they're Samsung. And they are so huge. I can fit like a ton of laundry in one load. Obviously, I don't like to overfill it to a point where it's like, for me, like a dangerous capacity. Like, I'm not gonna fill it all the way to the top. But in my opinion, I can toss a lot of laundry in it and not have to worry about doing so many loads. So I'm really, really thankful for that washer and dryer because it just makes things so much easier when I have to go ahead and do laundry. So I'm working on that, and I think after I record this content of mine, I'm gonna go ahead and make a lunch. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I make. A lot of people do not like what I make. There are these Korean noodles. I'll go ahead and like post a picture right here. I don't know how to say the name, but I just refer to them as Korean cold noodles. And this started back in El Paso. For whatever reason, I went to a Korean restaurant, I tried it, and ever since then, I have been utterly obsessed with these cold noodles. And like, this was even, I believe, before I left to Japan. So when I was in Japan, I don't really remember ever having the Korean cold noodles, of course, because I either forgot about them or they're not just like everywhere. I can hardly find them. But when we moved to Hawaii, I found this one spot in the Ala Moana Mall that would make these Korean cold noodles. Now, the way that I like to eat these noodles is without the red spice. It hurts my tummy and I just don't handle spice that well. So I always ask for it without like the red sauce. Again, I don't know the name, but it's like the red spicy Korean sauce, I would assume. And yeah, I just love eating the noodles like that. But this one place that had the noodles that I loved, that I had found and like scoured the entire island for, stopped serving these noodles. And for whatever freaking reason, I just couldn't, like the last months of like me being in Hawaii, I could not get these Korean cold noodles. I eventually found another place while we were like about to leave the island, I believe. And I was like, ooh, my Korean cold noodles. I ended up tasting them and I didn't know that there were different types of broth, but this broth, when I tell you, was just like not my cup of tea. I was so disappointed in these noodles. Like I usually don't think about money being like wasted, but I definitely feel like I wasted my money at that time because they were not the noodles I was hoping for. So when we came here to Delaware, to the East Coast, I had already accepted the fact that like, okay, there's not much like ethnic food around here. I'm probably not gonna see these noodles for like a very, very, very long time until I went to this, like, it's usually like those Asian ethnic food places, if I'm saying that correctly. And I was just grocery shopping in there one time because they have like Hispanic food. So like they have like the gancitos, everything. And they have like a plethora of, you know, Asian food. So to include like Japanese food, things like that. But they also have the Korean food. And while I was just like perusing the store, just lollygagging around, looking at what they have, I found the broth. It was like in these frozen little packets, and lo and behold, they were only like $1. So all I have to do is like thaw the packet and whatnot, and then like boil the noodles, and then I add like celery, and then the hard-boiled egg, whatever. And this is the best I have ever felt in a long time since having those noodles like back in El Paso, back in Hawaii. So yeah, but again, not a lot of people like these noodles. Every time I mention my Korean cold noodles to my family, they like get visibly disgusted because the way that I eat these is just like, again, I'm obsessed with these noodles. Like I slurp them like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, they just kind of have like this image of me eating these noodles, and they're like, girl, like they're not going away anywhere. And in my defense, they are, because nobody really has these noodles. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you the noodles like once I go ahead and make them. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and film this like short form content, and then I will update you guys later. So yeah. Okay, so super long story short and change of plans. I ended up shooting a little bit of short form content, but it wasn't as much as I wanted to, or even technically the videos I really wanted to do. I was trying to do my makeup, and each time that I would like try to do my lashes, they just weren't coming out right. I have no idea what's going on with my lashes lately, and I kept getting frustrated, and as I kept wiping off the mascara, I kept having to like redo my base makeup because I would just end up smudging it and stuff like that. So after like several attempts of like redoing my base makeup, trying to do the mascara, and then doing that over and over and over again, I eventually just kind of like gave up. So now I'm gonna make the like Korean cold noodles because I figured I could stop now, and if I still wanted to make content and if I still wanted to make content a little bit later, I still could because there's still like daylight out. But I needed to take a break before I got like super overwhelmed with me just like sitting in a chair staring at myself and like nitpicking how my makeup wasn't coming out. So I decided to take a break from that. The cold noodles are currently in the works, and I will show you guys once they're done. Okay, these are what the noodles look like. Ignore the Christmas themed foot pad, but these are what the noodles look like. And the broth comes in this packet, which I got again from like the Asian store near us. But yeah, literally nobody else but me that I know likes these noodles, but I, again, really love them, and I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna go ahead and eat my noodles and catch up with you guys later. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. So I know yesterday, I believe I left off when I just finished making the Korean noodles. And honestly, after that, I just basically went straight to cooking dinner. We had sushi last night. I went ahead and made just like a California roll for the family. And those usually turn out really good. So I'm always really proud of myself that I learned how to make sushi because it's just a really easy, quick and simple meal to go ahead and eat, and honestly we can eat it all the time, so I love that I know how to make it now. On top of that, it was just finishing laundry. I went ahead and washed basically everything that we need to, of course, except for the last loads that I'm probably gonna do tomorrow, like right before we leave, so we can have like the most amount of clothes clean. But today I do plan on putting away obviously the clothes and packing today. My husband and I did agree that we need to give our dog like a whole grooming thing. Turns out that we didn't make the appointment soon enough, so we're just gonna have to like bathe them ourselves, aka my husband's gonna have to bathe them and groom them and stuff. We just don't want to leave them stinky for the people that are like coming over to like watch him and just check up on him. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm trying to like just make sure the house is pretty clean before we leave. So within the next day or two, I'm just gonna try and like keep everything super clean, like mopping, washing the sheets, what else? Vacuuming, especially the stairs. And then I found a recipe on TikTok on how to make like banana bread syrup or sauce, however you wanna call it. So I'm currently gonna try to make that. And I'm gonna see how it goes because when I worked at my like little coffee shop in Hawaii, they had this like banana bread flavoring that I just really loved, and I have never really been able to replicate it ever since then, but I really do miss it. And I just love the flavor of banana bread. It turns out that I just love banana because I went to another coffee shop here in Delaware and they had like this banana cold foam type deal, and when I tasted it, it's just really good. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to make this like sauce slash syrup. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and do this morning. Also, my hair is in a bonnet because I left the curls in pretty late yesterday. I honestly didn't really take them off until bedtime. So I'm hoping, praying that there's still a little bit of curls left, at least from what I did yesterday. If not, totally fine. At least like my hair is gonna be a little wavy and not straight and or weird. So that's what I'm hoping for. But today, I have like a very busy day of just doing non-stop stuff to prepare before we leave, so let's just get into it. Okay, it is officially nap time for baby girl, so you know what that means. I get to record my content, do everything that I need to do that's besides cleaning, and like the nitty-gritty that I usually have to do every day. I get to have like a little bit of me time in a sense. Of course, like this is still like, I would say in a way, I think I could say now that this is like technically my job, but like it's so weird being able to say that because I had dreamt of this for so long, and now like whenever I mention it to my husband, like, oh, I have this to do or that to do and like these are the due dates, I feel like so weird. It's kind of like an out-of-body experience. Like I always did picture myself doing it, but now living the moment, it's just so surreal to be here and be like, oh my gosh, like I really am doing it. Like I really am. And one of the craziest things is that I recently posted on TikTok, which got a lot of love, which I am absolutely like so thankful for, that I got my first like PR from Prada Beauty, and that's like the content that I'm gonna be like working on, posting, things like that. I'm just so excited to share that with you guys. I don't know if it's gonna be up before this video goes up, but because my plan is, because I'm flying on Saturday, I was thinking of maybe editing this video on the plane to like completely distract myself. Also, that's to say that baby girl is like either asleep on the plane or like she's totally cool, calm, and collected that I can edit this video. But if not, then maybe this video goes up before then. I don't know, but regardless of when this video goes up, just go ahead and check out that video. It's one of the videos I'm most proud of, and of course it's because like I always put my best effort into all my videos, but for me this is just like one more step forward into like doing more on what I want to do, and I just feel like this opens the door to so many more opportunities. So I'm just really excited about it in general. And also I did end up making my little coffee. I used the banana bread syrup slash sauce, I would say. It's like a thicker consistency, so I want to say it's like more like a sauce. And it's actually really good. I was super hesitant at first because of course banana is a super strong flavor, and although I like it, I like the subtleness of banana that it can have. Like, banana can be too overpowering, but if you do it just right, I feel like it's just a nice little subtle hint of banana flavoring. And I feel like I accomplished this. If you guys want the recipe, I'll go ahead and like just, you know, I'll just like add the link and stuff. But it's a TikTok video, so I'll probably just add the TikTok video link that I went ahead and got the recipe from. And I kind of tweaked it just a little bit. I kind of took like a version of 2 recipes and kind of put it into one. It does suggest that she used like nutmeg and stuff, but I don't have any nutmeg, so I didn't put nutmeg in it. But overall, it is still a super easy, simple like recipe, and it tastes delicious. And I'm more excited to try it with this chai that I have because I love a good banana bread chai. I don't know what it is with the flavors, they just... Oh, who's calling me? I keep getting these spam calls, but I feel like banana bread chai just has the perfect combination of flavors, and it was like it was like my comfort drink in Hawaii. Like, I got that drink nonstop, even when like Hawaii was warm. Hawaii was warm like literally 24/7. Like, it was always like a 70 degrees, and it was not really like hot drink weather except in like the very early cool mornings. But when I like didn't work and I would go grab my coffee like at 8:39, obviously it was already like 70 degrees, but I would get like my hot banana bread chai, and oh my goodness, I love that drink so much. I do miss it. It was just, it's such a good drink and I miss it, but I feel like this can come close to it. But yeah, also I had gotten, when I first got my MacBook, I went ahead and of course got a laptop case. I have gotten so much better at taking care of the things that I own, like my phone, my laptop, everything that like is of high value. Like, when I was younger, I would not break my phones a lot, but of course I just kind of had those moments where I was like, dang, my phone broke again, my screen broke again. And my dad was really good at like, well, we would like upgrade every 2 years. He would fix my phone and things like that. I even lost my phone at one point and got a new phone. That one was really bad because like I lost it in Walmart, and I'm like 99.9% sure it definitely got stolen. But it was like the iPhone 6S. Like, it was like, you know, iPhones are iPhones. Like, they're just valuable overall. So now that, you know, like technically I still don't pay for it, like it's my husband who does, and like I'm so thankful for that. Like, I love my husband for that. He's always the one that's like so supportive of me, because I had my 2012 MacBook Air for the longest time. I got it off of eBay when I was in high school, and I remember because I was in high school, my mom was, you know, telling me like, hey, like, you know, you're in high school, time to get you a laptop, like your own computer. And of course this was 2012, so still fairly early in like technology type of stuff. And I remember telling her like, I want a MacBook, I want a MacBook. And we did not have MacBook money. Like, as much as people may have thought, especially going to the school that I did, like, oh, like you kind of do have money. Like, no, we didn't. We did not have money, especially MacBook money. A lot of other students did, I did not. So my mom made a compromise with me because she was like, well, we'll just get you like a laptop that works, girl. Like, you're not going to be using the laptop for anything else other than like assignments and stuff. Like, what do you need a MacBook for? And I pleaded her, and she made the compromise with me and was like, okay, like if you can find and like a decently priced MacBook, like I will buy it for you. But of course she kind of said it not really thinking like I would find one, because like who's gonna sell a MacBook Air for a reasonable price? Like, we're talking like less than 500. So I just scoured eBay, and eventually I came across one on eBay. and I found one for $300. And I remember looking at her and telling her, and I was like, oh, this is the one I want, this is the one I want. And she looked at me and she was like, is this a scam? And I was like, no, I don't think so. Like, it, you know, like I was also just like so impulsive. Like I wanted my MacBook so bad and nothing was gonna keep me from my MacBook. So whatever, she bit the bullet, and God bless her soul and my soul, like it didn't end up being a scam, and I got my MacBook and it was like the best thing ever. So obviously it being a 2012 and it lasting me till 2025, my 13-year-old MacBook, I ended up selling it to someone, you know, here on base, but it was just a bittersweet moment because being able to upgrade my laptop after so many years and like just taking care of it, and like that was my baby. It went with me, you know, to Japan, from Japan to Hawaii, from Hawaii to here. It's been with me through everything. And for me, when I would think of that laptop and when I was saying goodbye and resetting it, it was just like a really sad moment because I cherished that thing, you know, as much as I could. And my husband has his own computer that he built, and of course it just runs like butter. And my MacBook Air, whenever I would run certain programs, it would just make this weird, not weird, but it would make a like whirring sound that you could like audibly hear. And that is kind of why my husband was like on board with me getting a new laptop, because I would run these programs, these labs for my school, and it would just take up so much time. My laptop sometimes would end up freezing because it did not have enough like memory and stuff to like keep up with the program I was running. So I ended up getting this new laptop, and I do miss my MacBook Air. I'll probably like take that to my grave and stuff. But with that being said, I of course had to get a laptop protector, and this is the one that I got. It is so pretty. It's like a checkerboard one. I have the black MacBook Air, and it has like this cutout design for like your Apple logo emblem. I have this thing, of course, and maybe I blame like iCarly and what is that other one, Victorious, where like the Pear logo, you could always see it. Like I just love being able to see the logo. So I just didn't want a cover that covered the logo, and I was just really, really adamant about that. And I also didn't want like a super cheap one because I ended up learning my lesson. It had great reviews on Amazon. So mine, the one that I initially first got, it was like a really pretty green color. I don't know. Obviously, you guys probably don't pay attention to like that sort of stuff, but I had that type of laptop cover, and it ended up breaking on like the corners, and it wasn't like completely broken. I could have still used it, but I was like, I don't want my laptop being scratched. I don't want this thing to fall off and like just have plastic lying around. Like this is broken plastic at the end of the day, and like I do have a child and I don't want anything to happen. So I ended up just getting rid of it, and I looked for a laptop cover and I found this one. So I'm utterly happy. I'm just honestly so impressed with how it came out, because I really thought like, I really hope that this isn't another laptop cover that, not that I end up hating, but that maybe it's just not gonna pan out well for me. So I do like that. I really love this cover, so yeah. It is currently about noon. I also, for some reason, reorganized baby girl's room. Like I just had to redo the orientation of it. She has this like cute princess tent that grandpa got her, and I keep it in her room because she has so many toys downstairs, and I'm all for like us being a living room family, but at the same time, like she's running out of space. And I say that while also buying her more toys. I'm just obviously the culprit of all of it, but she has so many toys. Like this girl has an abundance. When I was little, it's like my mom always told me like, oh, all you had was one bag of toys. And again, like I didn't grow up wealthy, so, and neither did my husband, but we give our daughter like everything that we can, and it's to a point where sometimes we look at each other like, she has a lot of stuff. And even when I'm putting away her clothes, like she doesn't necessarily have a dresser, so to speak. I feel like she's still at a young age for that. Like you don't have that many clothes, and they're just, again, tiny little clothes. So she just has like her little cubicle and stuff, and those little fabric bins like are not keeping up with the amount of clothes. And I have to now super duper refrain myself from buying her more clothes, because I'm like, no, she cannot have more clothes. Like they're literally gonna be, you know, overfilled at some point. So no, I need to stop buying clothes until it becomes some, you know, fall and winter, and we rotate her clothes. But you know, that's for another time, because she does grow pretty quickly. But yeah, I did all of that. I feel like now is just a good time to take time for myself, get ready, shoot the content, and I'm kind of debating on if to make dinner or not. Like, I want to in the back of my mind, but at the same time, I'm like, do I really? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll ask my husband's like opinion and stuff, but also maintenance should be coming around. Our house is reading at like 78, 79 degrees, and that is a no-go for us. Like, we do not pay all the bills for stuff. Like, we do not give them all our money to just have our house feel like a freaking sauna. Like, it is so musty in here. Like, you can step outside and it feels cooler outside than it does in here. Like, it's just so muggy in here, and I'm not gonna deal with that. So we have like the fans going in every room. It's so annoying, but maintenance should be stopping soon because it's technically a, like, how would you say it? It's a top priority issue because we do have a child, so of course they don't want the child overheating and things like that. So we are on the top priority list, so fingers crossed they do end up coming today, because they have a really bad habit of saying like, yeah, we'll be there, and then they never do. So hopefully our area gets fixed today. I also don't want to leave our dog in like a hot ass house while we leave, so hopefully everything pans out. Laundry still needs to put away, but at least it's separated. Like, the ball is moving and I'm so excited, and later today we can start packing, and hopefully I can bring you guys along with that. But let's go ahead and start getting ready. All right guys, so it's the next day, it's the next evening, and yeah, and I'm finally getting around to packing. So yeah, so we're finally getting around to packing because we are, oh, I'm gonna fix my hair. I don't like the way that it looks. Okay, so because we are military, we do get like free baggage. Good job. Jeez. Okay. So because we are military, we get like some free baggage, so we're gonna take advantage of that. I think we're gonna end up taking 2 checked bags and 1 carry-on, like a rolly carry-on. So we're gonna go ahead and start packing that. Honestly, the trip isn't for that long, so I don't feel like it's gonna take that long to pack. Oh my gosh, look at her. Wow. You going on a trip? Wow. Whoa, girl, you okay? You okay? You're so silly. Okay. Good job. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna take us that long to pack. I mean, I always say that, but you never know. We're gonna go ahead and start packing. Oh, the lighting is not. So we're gonna go ahead and get packing now, and then hopefully I will just bring you guys along with the little process. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start packing now. So I basically already finished packing. I went ahead and packed my stuff and baby girl stuff, and now we just need to pack like the super like little stuff, like our toothbrushes, like things that we use on a daily basis, which we can pack tomorrow morning. But everything else is pretty much packed. Like, this suitcase is filled like with my stuff on this side and then her stuff like on this side. So we're basically, thank you. So we're basically done thank you. That's basically it for the packing. We're all done. Next time we see you guys, I'll be in Chicago. See you on the next video. Bye.